Let's skip.
She's a majorette. No, be a majorette.
She got one of the two divisions as a 23.
Reese wants to be at the
Good evening. I hope you're all doing well. I would like to humbly welcome you all to the 2022 Bellefonte Area High School graduation ceremony. And I would now like to ask you all to stand if you're able to. Gentlemen, remove your caps and join us as we recite the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, for liberty and justice for all. Now, Ella Underwood, the drum major and a graduating senior, will be conducting the high school concert band as they play the Star-Spangled Banner and Alma Mater. Please stay standing and join us in singing these pieces, which are in your programs. That was beautiful. Now, for all of you who do not know me, I am Dominic Nelson, the class of 2022 president, and it is an honor to stand before you and represent Bellefonte's finest class of 2022. Regardless, I have an urgent question. Ever heard of bars? If not, I do not mean the protein-enriching Cliff Bar. I mean bars. As in the lyrical wordplay and rhyme, and please sit down. And represent Bellefonte's finest class of 2022. Thank you, Mr. Fitz, you reminded me. It's only not like it's bolted in my speech. Where did I end? If not, I do not mean the protein-enriching Cliff Bar, I mean bars. As in the lyrical wordplay and rhyme schemes you often find in modern-day rap ballads and McDonald's ad slogans. As I've dropped bars during class meetings to hype up class dues payments, I figured I would do something similar today. With that being said, by fan requests, let me drop some rap bars for you. I hope you will all be loving it. Mr. Barczyk, please drop a beat. Seniors, please lend me your ears. Don't let your future be complicated with fears. And if you're unsure of what lies ahead, please, I cordially ask you to sit back, relax, and be lyrically fed. Now, I'm the class president, so let me set the precedent. Every last one of you is an innovative trailblazer. Your bank accounts will be evergreen like the needles of the Fraser. In fact, we're all tailor-made to fit the size of success, but it is only through our passion we can believe it, purpose we can reveal it, and perseverance we can achieve it. I digress. Thermodynamically speaking, the energy to succeed is neither created nor destroyed. This is one ideal that we cannot avoid. It naturally resides inside of all of us. Sufficient rind and founder willpower, don't be so coy. We're cooped up with horsepower, call us the Greeks of Troy. Our passion is the flame to light all the Yankee candles. You made it this far, don't disappear like Randall. But at the end of the day, I'm a monster with the ink. My pen game never shrinks, constantly expanding like the universe. And hands for us, our hands paint the universe. Our lives are merely canvases. Now, seniors, we're about to leave. But one more thing, you best believe. 2023, it is for you and for me. We will all succeed, just wait and see. It's hard to flow under pressure. Okay, as off the wall as that may be, I wanted to recreate the feeling of surprise of what these students felt when I rapped in front of the class during one of our 10th grade class meetings. As the bar has been raised from my previous rep, this reflects how our graduation will inevitably raise this bar of life for all of us. Nonetheless, conquering this level of education is one triumph, but to raise the bar in our own lives, additional steps must be taken. In comparison, these 3 critical steps to forming our futures include seeking self-improvement, learning how to sustain ourselves throughout the process, and reaching out to others when needed. I want to now talk about how our past collides with the future. Seniors, we did it. I'm honored to say that we survived all of those court cases, allegations, and trial testimonies flung at our class. Of course, I mean the 20 Supreme Court cases we learned about in our government course. In one of the cases, though, there's the coined Latin phrase of in loco parentis, utilized, which means in place of parents. Yes, Mrs. Durney, we used it. The case goes on to affirm how a school district is in place of one's parents throughout the educational processes of its students, and that's primarily seen through how it guides them. Our school has done everything to guide us to this point, and we must now take what we have learned from the past and apply it to the future. As we are now graduating, we must now familiarize ourselves with self-advocacy and begin the initiative to pioneer ourselves into these new territories ahead. This is to better sustain and improve ourselves. As we are now graduating, this life transition is off to the sensory overload. But as we toil to find our place in life, we must not forget those who have aided us to this point. In comparison, reaching out to these people can help us to find our footing, help us to better understand how to guide ourselves later on. In my life, I've gotten to know some astronomical people, individuals I will never part from. And these people are my family, friends, and Ishan Patel. I appreciate him so much, I had to drop him. In times of uncertainty, though, I know I have these legends, but it is the presence of these loved ones in our lives that guide us towards fruitful horizons. With that, why not take these individuals with you the whole way to your success, especially when some of these individuals are friends that you've grown up with and known since the heated disputes of kickball warfare at recess. In fact, there is no other experience like this. No other time you have had the ability to get to better know a group of people. Now, some of you have known each other since preschool. Other students have known each other for a short amount of time. However, no matter the amount of time you've been here, the time we have put into each other is even grander. And maintaining these bonds is what will allow us to persevere. Our dreams spawned from childhood are a headstrong yet fragile affair. At a young age, we aspire to become adults, but at this point, we now look back on our childhood with endearment. Well, I ask you once more to look with endearment on these bonds you've created with your friends and loved ones. We will need them in our growth into adulthood. And in this red wave of seniors, I hope to see you all reach out to one another and family, if anything is needed. Similarly, it is the communication that allows us to remain in touch with reality and positively reinforce our development. Despite this, if you reach out to your friend on social media and they offer you $10,000 in a joyride in a Lamborghini, that's not your friend or family member. That's a Bitcoin scammer that hacked your family members or friend's account. But as the speech has not been hacked, we can now rest easy and calmly reflect on your experiences within your past school years in this school district. First, you survived all the other grades leading up to 10th grade. Second, you survived my rap in the 10th grade class speech. Third, you survived all the other years leading up to this moment, lived through a formidable quarantine, and finagled your way through many obstacles. Considering that, I guess we're all now simply figuring out what to do next. Well, as I have been humbled to be your class president, I have been even more humbled to be one of your peers. And as due to this, I know you will all go on to achieve massively. Ultimately, as a class of 217 students that has faced all forms of trials together, we now walk with one another onto a new platform of life. Thus, I've peered into our future, and I promise all will work out as we have each dreamt it to be. And that is a presidential guarantee. Now, for all my Bellefonte ballers who lived this out, kindly give up the class of 2022 for a round of applause. I would now like to introduce the legend of all legends, Mrs. Tammy Bernaford, the school superintendent.
He just told me I'm supposed to rap. I don't rap, just so you know. I don't sing. I don't do any of that. He's a hard act to follow. Good evening. Welcome, parents, friends, and families, students, teachers, staff members, distinguished guests, and board members, and warm greetings to the class of 2022. How wonderful is it to be all together on this beautiful evening? I've lived for this moment when we could all be together again. I had a difficult time writing this speech because I felt like I should be sharing case counts or explaining some new rules from the PDE or Pennsylvania Department of Health for contact tracing. After all, it seems like that's all I've written about in the last 2 years. I'll try to make this shorter than some of those very lengthy emails I sent. Ralph Waldo Emerson once said, "Life is a journey, not a destination." Tonight we pause on your journey through life to look back to what has been and to look ahead to what may be. When you began this educational journey all those years ago, I'm sure you and your family would have never predicted the bumps in the road and the challenges you may have faced, especially over the past 2 years. You learned so much over the last 13 years, and you gained so much knowledge. For example, 13 plus years ago, you were just beginning to learn letters and sounds, to read words, and to put those words into sentences. But over the past 2 years, we, yes, all of us, learned many words that weren't in any PA standards or any standardized test. Words like contact tracing, unprecedented times, and uncharted waters became everyday words. By the way, does anybody know what precedented times are? Are we there yet? Are we in chartered waters? I'd like to get there. Zoom became a verb, and to some people it was a bad 4-letter word, especially when the internet wasn't working. The word quarantine became one of the most feared by some adjectives or verbs in the English language in our schools. When used in a sentence, students formed new sentences that used it as a verb, like, I've been contact traced in quarantine for like 5 times. Does anyone know what the record is for that? I should include that in my next email. But through it all, you persevered and you made it this far on your journey. Congratulations. It is true that you have faced challenges, obstacles, and bumps in the road the past 13 years, but there have been many successes, good times, laughter, friends, love, and fond memories along the way. You have seen success on the fields, in the gyms, in the classrooms, and in the community. You have grown to be outstanding young adults, which is also a testament to the support of your parents, family, friends, teachers, and others you have met along the way. Please remember to thank them every chance you get. In fact, let's pause on this journey right now. Class of 2022, see if you can spot a loved one in this huge crowd of audience behind us. Find them, wave, and then give them a big round of applause. Perhaps the most important aspects of your journey thus far are memories and the friendships that you've made along the way. There are wise words from a very old movie entitled Wizard of Oz. In The Wizard of Oz, it's not where you go, it's who you meet along the way. The beauty of a journey is you never know who you will meet or where you will end up. In the future, remember to soak in the beauty of the ride. In addition, on your journey, you'll never know how you'll get there. I hope it's not by shopping cart. I have had the unique experience of being part of your journey into school, and now I'm at the crossroads with you tonight. Back in 2009, when the class of 2022 entered kindergarten, I was an elementary principal. I had the honor and the pleasure to welcome the new kindergartners into Pleasant Gap Elementary. It was an exciting time when all of you started school. I was so lucky to get to meet the kindergarten students and their parents and families at Pleasant Gap Elementary. During the first evening meeting, and maybe during the first few days of kindergarten, I read a book to the students. I'm sure it was very inspirational or humorous, and I'm sure some other elementary principals like Ms. Cutler, Mr. Vankus, Ms. Puckett, Mrs. Yantosh, and Mrs. Viana, to name just a few, read a book to you when you started school as well. Back then, I think I read the book Kindergarten, Here I Come, and it set the tone for your first days of your educational journey. Keeping with this theme, I'd like to take the opportunity to read one last inspirational book to you on this journey. The book is entitled What the Road Said, and is by Cleo Wade. I know when you were in kindergarten, you all wanted to see the pictures. You wanted it to be like that. I can't do that. You're too big. And I also know when I would hold a book up when you were kindergarten, inevitably somebody already had the book at home. Their mother already read it to them, and they've had it for years. So if you already have this book, just follow along. What the Road Said. Have you ever wanted to go in a different direction? Have you ever wondered if there was something more, something out there, something just different? I did too. Then one day I was walking my usual way home when out of nowhere, for no reason at all, almost as if it were magic, a road appeared. I could not believe my eyes. So I walked over to it and I said, "Where do you lead?" The road said, "Be a leader and find out." "How do I start?" I asked. The road smiled and said, "You have already started." "Well, what happens when I get there?" "We have just begun," said the road. "Do not skip straight to the ending. Enjoy the beginning and the middle too." "Which way do I go?" I asked. "That's your choice to make," the road said. "But what if I go the wrong way?" The road curved a little, almost as if it was giving me a hug, and said, "Do not worry. Sometimes we go the wrong way on the way to our right way." "What if I get scared?" "That is okay. You're brave," said the road. "But what does it mean to be brave?" I asked. The road guided me through a very gloomy forest. Even though I was frightened, I trusted the road, and as I took one step and then another step, after that, the road gently whispered, "Being brave is when you are afraid of doing something, but you do it anyway. Do not let what scares you keep you from continuing on your path." "Will I always move forward?" I asked. "Not always," said the road. "Why not?" "Because sometimes you will stumble backward, and sometimes you will stand still." "What if I fall?" "Everyone falls at some point," said the road, "but I will always be there when you land." "What if I get lost?" "There may be some days that feel long and dark," said the road, "but I promise that no matter what, I will give you the evening stars and morning sun to light your way." "What if I grow weary or get hurt?" "I will give you trees of all shapes and sizes to shelter you when you need to rest and heal," said the road. "What if I get lonely?" "You are never alone," said the road. "What if I change?" "Come with me," said the road. As I moved forward, the road introduced me to a caterpillar and a family of seeds. We did not stay long. The road began taking me on a journey through the seasons. I watched summer turn to fall and fall turn to winter, and as spring was upon us, I realized we had gone in one big, beautiful circle. I looked down and found I was standing in front of the caterpillar and the seeds once more. Only the caterpillar was no longer a caterpillar, and the seeds had turned to flowers of every color swaying in the sun. The road then raised me up and said, "All things grow and change. That is the magic of being alive. You too will find your wings. You too will bloom. No living thing is meant to be the same." "What if I need help on my journey?" I ask. "Ask your fellow travelers along the way." "What if they're mean to me?" "Lead them to kindness," said the road. "How?" I ask. "By being kind yourself." "What if they want to fight?" "Lead them to peace," said the road. "But how do I lead them to peace?" I ask. "By listening to their stories, telling them yours, and reminding them that you are all on this journey together." "What if the world around us is filled with hate?" "Lead it to love," the road told me. "What if something unexpected happens?" "Keep going." "What if there are mountains that feel too tall to climb? What if there are rivers that feel too wide to cross? What if I get my heart broken? What if I feel stuck? What if giving up is easier?" "Keep going, keep going, keep going, keep going," said the road. "What if I can't do it?" "You can," said the road. "How do I know?" The road said, "Because you've come this far," said the road. I said to the road, "Where do you lead?" The road said, "Be a leader and find out." That book is by Cleo Wade, and I thought it really fit well with this speech, and it really fit well with reading way back whenever you were coming into kindergarten. There's a lot of wise advice in that book. Your real journey is just beginning as you go out into life, so take with you the knowledge, your experiences, and the laughs from this part of your journey. If you hit a bump in the road or face challenges once again, persevere through those tough times. Keep your memories, friendships, and families close to your heart so you will always remember that life and your journey are truly about the love you share with the people around you each day. I feel so blessed that I have had the opportunity to be on your pathway for the last 13 years and at the crossroads with you tonight. Parents and students, thank you so much for allowing me to be part of your journey. And to the class of 2022, I wish each and every one of you only the best as you begin the next 1 million miles of your journey. Thank you. At this time, I'd like to be at the beach. I would like to be. At this time, I'd like to welcome Mr. Feddison, the high school principal, to the podium. He's legendary, too. I think he's more legendary. Ah, Mrs. Durney got the beach ball.
Hello. I'd like to welcome everyone to the 2022 Bellefonte Area High School Commencement and offer my sincere congratulations to all of our graduates. I also want to thank the family and friends of the graduates for all your years of love and support in helping our students reach this milestone. I'd also like to extend my heartfelt thanks to the faculty and staff of Bellefonte Area High School, the Bellefonte Area School District, and the members of our school board of directors. You all had a hand in helping these students achieve their goals and become Bellefonte graduates. I'd also like to thank everyone that spent countless hours with tonight's activities. Specifically, thank you to our class advisors, our graduation coordinator, Mr. Edward Fitzgerald, high school and district administration, our school counselors, office staff, building, maintenance, and custodial staff, and the technology and athletic departments. I also want to personally thank Mrs. Judy Ripka for the innumerable hours that she spent preparing programs, diplomas, and packets to make tonight possible. With your continued encouragement, you have paved the way to this commencement. Seniors of the class of 2022, please take a moment to thank your family, friends, and school staff. This year, I was lucky enough to be part of a program called Leadership Center County. This is a 10-month program that allowed me to meet people from all over our area in a variety of career fields. There were folks from education, healthcare, finance. We had scientists, engineers, and leaders of nonprofits, just to name a few. The main goal of this program was to learn more about current issues in our area and make a commitment to transforming your community. The first time we got together, about 40 or so of us, we had an opening retreat at Chrisland Camp. And we spent the day getting to know one another through various games and icebreakers. But at the very end of the evening, we needed to write a poem to share with the group. Now, public speaking, even for the best of us, you still get nervous, but trying to read a poem about yourself to a group of people you've just met is even more unnerving. But in any sense, the poem had to be from my experience and my life, and it was called an I Am From poem. Now, I tell you this because this is the inspiration for my speech tonight. And if you remember, late this winter, your English teachers had each of you write an I Am From poem as part of your memoir unit. You remember that? Maybe? Yes? Okay, good. And so over those last couple weeks, I've read all of your 217 plus poems, and I have to say they're great. And for the audience, what you saw from Dominic tonight, I think is just the tip of the iceberg of the things that I read. They were just fantastic. So tonight, what I'd like to do is not share an I Am From poem, but a You Are From poem. So this is a collection of your thoughts and your lives and your experiences together as the class of 2022. So without further delay, The class of 2022, you are from. You're from a small town in central Pennsylvania with cold winters and warm summers. From the woods and the water, the rods, lures, and lines, with bows, arrows, and deer on your mind. The try your best, you might not always succeed. The practice makes perfect, but always have fun. Effort is more important than the outcome. You're from movie quotes, inside jokes, sarcasm, and puns galore, and from summertime swings, belly bee stings, and waves lapping the shore. From a bicycle with rusted chains, bad brakes, and a crooked seat, training wheels and long walks, and seesaws, and sun-made iced tea. You're from report cards to friends to when will this social obligation end. You're from box tops and Jeannie B. Jones. You're from sandboxes and Barbies that drive tiny cars and live double lives. You're from fresh-cut grass in which your feet have roamed for years. You're from the ball fields and sidelines, surrounded by cheers. You're from New Jersey, then Hurricane Sandy came through. You're the daughter of a survivor, the strongest woman you know, who won her cancer battles time and time again. You're from long dirt and unknown side roads, with fields and long drives through nowhere. You've carried many burdens as your load. You're from barn climbing, crop tending roots, driving tractors at 5 and playing with toys. These are the golden memories you consider as loot. From suck it up and give it your best, and good morals and the kindest heart, sacrificing everything for others to do your part. You're from 38 states and counting, from scaling trees to see the horizon, rope swings and rusted chain link fences. From an Italian mother stuck in a small town, desperate to get out. You're from a Southern father who had only known cardboard boxes and U-Haul trucks. You're from travelers who wanted to see the world, but settled in a small town. You're from bears and wolves and Siberian tigers, where the babushkas hug you and give you candies. You're a product of unrestricted internet access, shaped by the scrolling wheel of a mouse, chiseled by the festering grime of the LCD panel. But you are not from neglect, nor laziness, nor loneliness. You're just a consequence of curiosity unchecked. You are from nothing. Your story is an empty page. Your history is a lost record, ready to break out of your cage. You're from the empty void, from a carelessness for reality, from a world that is not yours. And while the similarities are noticeable, they are fundamentally not the same. A strange place with no meaning, a road with no name. However, where you are from should not eclipse where you're heading. Like a sandcastle built from what was just a useless collection of sand, you are headed towards something despite coming from nothing. You'll never know how close you are, but I think you're getting closer. You're heading towards a fulfilling existence. You're heading towards a care for all that matters. You're heading towards a world shared by many, of which you will be more than familiar. A place with people, all with value, a place with happiness and sadness, joy and heartbreak, peace and restlessness. I don't know if you'll ever reach your destination, but I know where you're from. Many small towns through this valley, you'll be leaving here as one. It's coming to an end. Life is about to begin, and life will come and go. Mistakes will be made, but today ain't the day. This is just the start of your show. From getting older and moving forward and changing it all, from new beginnings and moving apart, always keep Bellefonte close to your heart. You're from a small town where graduation was bittersweet, where everyone knows each other, the place you never forget who you meet. But now our time is growing dim, the wick is becoming short. This is our one last hurrah. But may we wish you all the best. We think of you as our own. You are the seeds that have been sown. And you are growing. And wherever your dreams may flourish, wherever your seed becomes planted, wherever your life takes you, none of it will be taken for granted. So go now and live your dreams. We'll be following you along the way. This is not goodbye forever. We'll see you again soon. We're so proud, and we'll miss you all. You're the best, the class of 2022. Congratulations. Now Let us please welcome to the stage your valedictorian, Paige Kephart.
Well, for anyone who thought that I would fall on the way up here, you owe me $10. Good evening, distinguished guests, friends, family, faculty, teachers, staff, and my fellow class of 2022. Before I fully dive into my speech, I would like to say just a few quick thank yous to some people who deserve it. To Principal Fedison, Vice Principal Michaels, Dean of Students Caruso, and our fine administrators, I would like to thank you for maintaining our school through these unprecedented and turbulent times over the last 4 years. It is for your leadership that I have no doubt we are all here today. I would also like to thank all of our teachers for adjusting to the pandemic despite the hardships so that we students may all succeed in our classes. Your perseverance is our triumph, and our achievements, your generosity. I'd like to give a special shout out to Mr. Fitzgerald, who was able to make all of the senior activities alongside our gracious parent group work leading up to this very special day. You all put so much time and dedication these past few weeks, so on behalf of the class, we thank you. To our faculty members, office secretaries, all of our incredible food staff and custodial teams, you deserve recognition beyond words. I humbly thank you all for your truly hard work keeping our school safe, clean, and promoting the well-being of our students. We appreciate you all greatly. To our friends and family, thank you all for supporting us, our accomplishments, and our aspirations. Quick shout out to my parents up there. Tina and Brent, wave. Everyone say hi. Finally, I would like to thank my fellow graduates, the class of 2022. Without you, I wouldn't be where I am today, and words can't express that gratitude I have to be able to stand as part of this group. Now, without further ado, let's get into my speech. 12 years, 9 months, 2 days. That is how long it has been since we first walked into Bellefonte in kindergarten, serving as the very first representatives of the Bellefonte area class of 2022. We've come a long way in this time, and fellow graduates, all of your families are extremely proud of you. Hint, this would be a great time to ask for money and gifts. Just think about the relief they'll feel in you walking across the stage. You've earned them. In our years at Bellefonte, we have went from taking a variety of reading counts quizzes and running around the annual book fair trying to find those little fake phone erasers and the pens with the popping eyes, to worrying about SATs, taking AP tests, getting our driver's licenses, watching Mrs. Best do her splits on the wall, which actually I think we can admit was pretty impressive. Quite simply, we grew up. Through the guidance of our friends, families, peers, teachers, and one another, we were able to flourish into the people we have always been destined to become. In this crowd today, I see future first responders, healthcare workers, scientists, educators. In all honesty, being part of a class with such a unique diversity in goals, ambitions, passions, aptitudes, and futures is extremely humbling to me. When I say we have grown up, I refer to the fact that we have grown up together. We all share the memory of Dominic's rap in 10th grade, and well, the one about 10 minutes ago, too. How about when Nick Wake carried that large stack of trays at lunch freshman year and spilled them all over? All right, and let's not forget when Ty Correll tried to bring a legit kayak into school this year. Certainly, we've had some really heartfelt moments together as well. I personally was a fan of this year's Powder Puff game, which we seniors, of course, won. Not a surprise, let's be honest. The senior trip, ball, picnic, and the senior walk have been some of the most touching experiences I have gained through my years here. Almost as heartwarming as the incredible, generous, and inspiring relationship as I saw between Josh Weigel and Mr. Cernuska, who to this day seem to be the very best of friends. Back in sophomore year, we were all handed our first transcripts. Those around me asked my class rank, and upon telling them that I was academically numero uno, there were admittedly some surprised, astonished reactions, mostly from me. Let's be honest, we all know how fast word travels in this group, and everyone in our class seemed to know about 2 periods later, right? And while I felt a sense of pride knowing I was top of my class, many times it seemed that there was a pressure to meet all of the standards that I set for myself, associated with times of self-doubt and mistakes. Often I felt obligated to have the perfect grades, the perfect SAT scores, the fanciest college to attend, and I will admit that I worked hard to be up here today. And I am beyond proud of myself for this moment, but what of after? I triumphed for the second where I have the best grades, the best scores, and yet if I have only achieved the best, How can I learn from when I wasn't the best? Mistakes, failures, tribulations are the lifeblood of tenacity in which we all must challenge ourselves to improve or we stay stagnant. For example, waiting until 3 a.m. after awards night to write this speech, probably not my wisest decision, but I worked hard and now I'm giving it sort of well, right? Yes? Thank you. And then there was one time, well, actually multiple times, I would say 3 over 4 in Mr. McDermott's class. And once I came back into my body from him screaming my last name at the top of his lungs, I learned to say 3 divided by 4. Nowadays, after overcoming this childhood mannerism, I can read a fraction like 4/3 or 2 over 3. I mean 2/3. Okay, so somewhat correctly. Regardless, perfection is never what we should strive for. We all need to fail at some point or we'll never evolve and grow as human beings. As we move on to the future, I ask you, my fellow graduates, to be wild and crazy, to live life to your highest potential, to make so many mistakes that your mom has to come see you at college to yell at you in person. I also encourage you to rely on and to cherish those around you. For every failure we'll all undoubtedly make, they will be there to build you back up. In conclusion, I leave you with this, my fellow class of 22 graduates. It is better to be flawed than to be perfect. You all have the brightest futures ahead of you, but every little crinkle in your plans, every little imperfection in your path, every little flicker of darkness ahead is what will carry you into your next great adventure. Live your life with passion and creativity, with spirit and freedom, unwilling to give when knocked down. And finally, of course, in the famously wise words of Mr. Fitzgerald and Mrs. Durney, go, be good out there, be good people, go learn something. Thank you, my fellow graduates. It has truly been an honor. I wish you all the very best of luck. And to quote Taylor Swift, I'm feeling class of 22. I would now like to call up to the stage professional distance runner, Calc BC genius, and my personal friend, the class of 2022 salutatorian, Danny Mussett.
Don't want that going away. Good evening, my fellow Bellefusians. I'm Danny Mussett, and I'm our class's salutatorian. I'm sure you've all seen me on the morning announcements throughout the years. In a way, this is a lot like that, except I finally get to write the script myself. I would like to say it is a great honor to be standing here before you all to give this speech, and I am proud of everyone who's walking across the stage tonight to receive their diploma. When I was tasked with writing the speech, it caused me to look back at my time here and think about what I got out of Bellefonte. It caused me to think about all the memories I made and all the stupid things I did with you guys. It caused me to remember my vice presidential campaign from 8th grade, filming those dumb videos with Dominic, handing out Supreme stickers and seeing them plastered all over our wonderful Chromebooks, and getting that dub with Nick McConnell for the sake of the video. For me, it wasn't the classes I took or the grades that stood out when thinking about Bellefonte. It was the memories and the friends that made the time I spent here enjoyable. That isn't to say it was all enjoyable, though. I know we all put in the work and the time over these past 12 years, and this night is a culmination of all the essays, tests, and catapults we've endured and built during our time at Bellefonte. Now, we all know the diploma is the big prize of the night. It's what we've been working towards all these years, and I'm sure everyone is anxious to get their hands on it and get out of here. But our time at Bellefonte was much more than just a diploma. And I hope that as everyone walks across this stage, they think about what else they've gotten out of Bellefonte. High school is about more than just that fancy piece of paper to prove to your college or your employers or your parents that you were able to make it up on this stage tonight. I hope we've all made great memories, met lifelong friends, and learned a lot over the past few years. Bellefonte is in all honesty a special school, and I hope everyone took advantage of the opportunities that have been provided to us over the past few years. There was such a wide variety of classes and electives to choose from. And I hope everyone tried something new, did something that seemed interesting, or took a class that they'll remember. One class I'll never forget is my calc class, a class Mr. Trumbull liked to call his 5th grade BC calc class. I'll never forget that first day in April where our president, Dominic Nelson, decided the best April Fool's joke he could possibly do would be to steal all of Mr. Trumbull's markers. It would have been great, too, except for the fact that Mr. Trumbull walked in just as Dominic spilled all of the markers in his hands. He was on the floor, scrounging in the corner for the markers he had dropped as we all shouted April Fools and acted like the prank was a success. Beyond the classroom, I want to say that we've got outstanding sports programs at Bellefonte, exceptional coaches, and a wonderful facility in Rogers Stadium. As my track coach would never fail to remind us, we have one of the nicest tracks in the county, maybe even the state. While we never got the whole team to states, and I never came close to beating Eric in an 800, participating in cross country and track was one of the best decisions I ever could have made, and I wouldn't trade those morning practices with Coach Silk for anything in the world. I'd like to thank all of my coaches for putting up with me and my teammates over the seasons. I know we were a lot to handle at times. I'd also like to thank all the teachers who've helped us grow as people over the past 4 years. There are so many teachers at Bellefonte who are passionate and care about their students and what they're teaching. I'd like to thank the administration as well, although I'm not quite sure what the final verdict is on using a shopping cart as a backpack, and them robbing Matthew of his only mode of transporting his books from class to class was rather cruel. I know that they all care about us, and they put in the work over the years to keep things running smoothly and to get us up on this stage. Finally, I'd like to thank all of you, my friends and my classmates, for being great people and keeping things interesting. It's been a pleasure knowing everyone, and I wish you all the best of luck in your future endeavors. And with that, Bellefonte, have a great day, and please welcome to the stage our commencement speaker, Mr. John Wetzler.
Thank you. Good evening, everyone, especially our honored guests, the class of 2022. A couple of months ago, I was asked by class advisor, Mr. Michael Wilson, if I would be willing to be the commencement speaker for tonight's graduation ceremony. I thought for a second or two and immediately said yes. It is an extreme honor to be able to share some of my insights and experiences on my life's journey that may be beneficial to you, this graduating class. I promise not to speak more than 12, 13 minutes at the most, because all of your families and friends are here to see you get your diplomas, not to hear me speak. So here it goes. I spent 48 plus years of my life in that building over there, living the dream. I was a substitute teacher, first of all, for about 3/4 of a year, a social studies teacher for 11, a guidance counselor for 25, and then a substitute teacher for almost 12 years before the COVID-19 pandemic hit in 2020. I left school at 11:30 a.m. on a Wednesday just prior to spring break that year to go to Florida to watch our granddaughter Alexis play softball for the Bloomsburg Huskies, and our grandson Ashton to play baseball for the Seton Hill Griffins. And I never returned to my job here at school. Taylor Miller, Derek Fravel, great choices of post-secondary schools, by the way. Taylor's going to be a Husky, and Derek's going to be a Griffin. Schools across the country, especially here in Pennsylvania, shut down. Even Penn State closed and went to remote learning. I still wanted to work. Our family business needed help. So I returned home and am currently employed by my younger brother, Jim, in Milesburg. So what can I share that might make sense to you, the class of 2022? As you can see, obviously I'm much older than you. I had most of you in class when you were a freshman or a sophomore. When I was your age, I went to college and got a bachelor's degree for $5,000. I was the first in my family to graduate from college, and gasoline was 14.9 cents a gallon. A new car was usually $3,000 or less. A new Ford Mustang, 2368, as the billboards, if you know what a billboard still is, advertisements. My first home cost $24,900, brand spanking new. Yes, those are numbers that we will never see again, but I still believe our country is the best option for success if you're willing to give it your all. It's all up to you to decide how important anything and everything is in your life. There are several qualities that I believe that you need to possess to be successful in life. I believe you must have some core values to be successful. First, you need a positive attitude to approach each day. It costs nothing to have a positive attitude, and there's no special talent you need either. With a positive attitude, I hope that you will find employment that you enjoy, and it's not a pain in your butt to do day after day. As I mentioned earlier, I was employed at Bellefonte High School for 48 years. But I always said I never went to work a day in my life. I only went to school. In fact, when I semi-retired in 2008, I had over 325 sick days that I didn't use. I love coming to school. I was living the dream, and I was here for almost another 12 years as a substitute teacher. In fact, I believe I had tears in my eyes when I talked to Mr. Fedison and turned in my keys, but I think I did have a very positive attitude. There were many outstanding students and student athletes in the class of 2022. As mentioned, Paige was your valedictorian, Daniel was your salutatorian, others were in the top 5%, including Jay Ripka and Ellie McAfee. We had outstanding students who also attended CPI, class members like Colton Dietrich, Thomas Corman, Andrew McChesney, and Paige Shivery, for example. When I look back to the fall of 2021, I recall hearing about Nolan Weaver in football, Taylor Miller in volleyball, Hayden Walker in soccer, Keith Hamilton in golf. During the winter of 21-22, Zoe Rankin in gymnastics, Jude Swisher and Aiden O'Shea in wrestling, Blair Eckley-Jones, Ty Kroll, DJ McCaslin, Nick Way, and Gannon Broongard in basketball. In the spring of 2022, Tori Reichert in softball and Derek Fravel in baseball, Molly McKee and Ellie McAfee in girls lacrosse, and Shay Chapman in boys lacrosse. And I'm sure there were others. All were very good high school students and student athletes. Two of my favorite sayings are, the harder you work, the luckier you get. And good is the enemy of great. You must have a tremendous work ethic. The only way you remain competitive is to work your tail off. It's all the same if you're headed to the workforce, to the military, to post-secondary schooling, or anything. When you stop to take a break, you will end up being satisfied and someone will pass you by. If you're going to compete at the next level in employment, academically or athletically, you need to understand that you must maintain that competitive edge. You must be willing to commit hours and hours each year to get a career advancement, to get on the field, the court, the mat, etc., plus maintain a quality GPA so you're well qualified for the job market. Joe Paterno once said, today you have a decision to make. You're either going to get better or you're going to get worse. You will never, ever stay the same. Which is it? He also said, keep hustling and good things will happen. I believe you also need to acquire the 2 P's of assistance. The 2 P's are patience and persistence. In today's world, we want everything right now, instantaneously. We have to answer those texts. We have to answer the phone calls. If we have a question, we have to Google it so we can get the answer right now. Folks, it can wait. We often seem to be in a hurry to get to places. Many of us often can't follow speed limit signs. If it says 25 mile an hour on Bishop Street, we got to go 35 or 40. If it says 40, we go 55. If it says 55, we go 65 or faster. And, heaven forbid, someone gets in our way. Road rage. We develop road rage. When I first came to Bellefonte, I was making $33.33 a day as a substitute teacher. In January of 1973, Mr. Wolford, the principal, came to me and said, Mr. Wester, we would like you to be a substitute teacher in business math, replacing Mrs. Marty Sell, who was a business math teacher who was going to be off on a maternity leave. Would you be willing to do that for the rest of the year? And I thought for a moment and said, 5 times 33, that's about $165 a week. I would love to be able to do that. Of course, I knew nothing about business math. I wasn't qualified to be a business math teacher, but I figured if I could stay a day or two ahead of my students, I could do okay. I did that, got my foot in the door, so to speak, was hired that following summer as a social studies teacher, maybe even had some of your parents and grandparents as students. I made $6,800 a year as a beginning teacher and $800 a year as an assistant coach. And I remember telling my wife, Mary Ann, once, honey, if we can't make it on $10,000 a year, something's wrong. Boy, was I wrong, you know. Today, people are starting out at $50,000 a year to $90,000 a year and don't even blink an eye. Have patience, and if you really want something, keep after it. Give it your all. Be persistent. You are the ones who will set your goals, stay the course, and get it done. It may take 20 years, 30 years or more, but I believe you can accomplish anything you are determined and committed to do. Recently, my brother, my son, and I bought a cabin in the Michiana State Forest. I honestly searched the internet realty websites for over 20 years on a daily basis because I wanted to have a place I could leave to my son and my grandchildren, a place to hunt, to fish, or simply get away from this crazy world. Finally, in June of 2021, I found what was perfect for us. I was persistent, and my wife taught me patience. Next, set your goals high. Don't sell yourself short. Another of Joe Paterno's famous quotes is, believe deep down in your heart that you're destined to do great things. I want each of you to know that by living in America, the sky is the limit. If you want to succeed, for example, 1993 graduate, Bellefonte graduate, Eric Milton, grew up here, played Little League and Interleague baseball, earned a baseball scholarship to the University of Maryland. He was drafted by the New York Yankees and spent 11 years in the majors. He played for 5 different teams, threw a no-hitter, and was selected to the MLB All-Star Game. Another example for you is 1975 Bellefonte graduate Elizabeth Beth King, the first female Snyder Award winner, who climbed the corporate ladder of a company you may have heard of, Starbucks. She retired as the vice president of global HR solutions and services. She's currently involved with Penn State in many capacities, including an adjunct professor, a guest speaker, career and network mentor for the softball team. Another outstanding Bellefonte graduate, Nelson Tressler, graduated in 1991, went to St. Francis University for a year, and then enlisted in the Air Force. He is the founder and CEO of I Got Smarter app and is an author, motivational speaker, and currently the #1 commercial real estate agent in Las Vegas, Nevada. Nelson had an IEP. The final example I want to mention to you is a young man whom I played interleague baseball with and was on our high school football, wrestling, and baseball teams. He grew up in Yarnell, PA, population 133, was a 1970 graduate of BEA. He went to the University of Virginia, got his bachelor's degree, and became the CFO of Ingersoll Rand Corporation, a worldwide corporation. His name was Steve Shawley. I'm sure there are many others. It will soon be your turn to make your mark in our world. Do it fully committed, because the sky is the limit. A final thought. Most of you have heard of Cale Sanderson, the Penn State wrestling coach. He's considered the greatest college wrestler of all time, with a record of 154 wins, 0 losses. Probably very soon to be considered the greatest college wrestling coach of all time. His wrestling teams have won the NCAA Division I championship 9 times in the last 11 years. He was interviewed recently, was asked the question, what one word describes your philosophy? His response, gratitude. I'm thankful and appreciative for what I have. When you have gratitude, you think less about yourself and more about others. Class of 2022, I hope you develop this core value of gratitude. Be sure to thank those that have helped you get to this point in your life. Your parents, your grandparents, your teachers, and significant others. Show them some gratitude and be sure to thank them. So remember, have a positive attitude. The harder you work, the luckier you get. Good is the enemy of great. Have patience and persistence and set your goals high, because the sky is the limit if you want to continue to achieve. Last, be sure to practice gratitude and be thankful for everything that you have in your life. God bless and good luck as you set out on your life's journey. As Walt Disney once said, all our dreams can come true if we have the courage to pursue them. Congratulations, and thank you for allowing me to share in your special day.
Seniors, are you ready? Members of the class of 2022, each of you is to be recognized for having met all of the requirements for graduation of the Commonwealth of Pennsylvania and the Bellefonte Area School District. And having earned that right and privilege of being graduated from the Bellefonte Area High School, I therefore present the class of 2022 for graduation to Mr. Jeffrey Steiner, President of the Bellefonte Area School Board.
Paige Sierra Kephart, valedictorian, summa cum laude. Daniel Thomas Mussett, salutatorian, summa cum laude. Dominic Alexander Nelson, president, summa cum laude. Rebecca May Methvin, vice president. Angelina Michelle Aviles, secretary, summa cum laude. Riley Morgan Clute, treasurer, cum laude. Bryn Elise Albright. Sierra May Allen. Rebecca Grace Anthony. Blaine Michael Appleyard. Matthew Harland Alt. Maureen Latif Barty. Emma Jace Botan. Caitlin Louise Bechtel, summa cum laude. Harley Gabrielle Benner, cum laude. Eric Andrew Bennett. Kiera Lynn Bernhard. Preston James Biederman. Abigail Lynn Billett. Elijah Paul Blanchard. Leela Christine Boughton, cum laude. She's good, she's good. Yeah. She's legit. Carson Jane Bradley. Evan James Brockler. Jacob Christian Breon, summa cum laude. Gabrielle Edith Bresler, cum laude. William Samuel James Brenninger, summa cum laude. Gannon Matthew Brungard. Hannah Marie Bryan, summa cum laude. Dustin Eugene Burns. Cheyenne Marie Butts. Kaylee Elizabeth Cadman. Dante Angelo Capolini, summa cum laude. Liam Michael Carey, magna cum laude. Aaron Joseph Carlini. Robert Hamilton Casborn. Shay Patrick Chapman, magna cum laude. Garrett Tyler Choates. Caden Thomas Clark. Victoria Catherine Clauser, cum laude. Devin Michael Coble. Alexis Ann Cole. Josette Nadine Confer. Luke Harrison Confer. Amber Grace Coral, cum laude. Sabrina Marie Corman. Ty Norbert Cronin. Emily Jade Culp, cum laude. Evan Andrew Cutler, cum laude. Colton Jesse Dietrich, cum laude. Brett Michael Delaney. Abigail Rose Dermata, summa cum laude. Blair Anthony Eckley Jones. Mark Ray Engel. Julia Rose Fishburne, cum laude. Kaylee Jane Fisher, summa cum laude. Reese Rebecca Fletcher. Davis Gregory Fonsby. Kaylee Joe France, summa cum laude. Derek William Fravel. Jacob Monroe Fritz. Catherine I. Chien Fritz, cum laude. David Petrovich Gelchenko. Carlos Eduardo Gallegos Marquez. Taylor Nicole Garrison. Katrina Gersenko. Parker Gairo Goodrow, cum laude. Samantha Nicole Grebe. Tiffany Dawn Grebe. Sarah Rose Grove, cum laude. Joseph Carlos Guevara. Melina Alexandrovna Guseva. Keith Frederick Hamilton, cum laude. Ella Jane Harpster. Amber Lynn Heiser. Brianna Marie Heiser. Eva Elizabeth Helms. Michael Aaron Henry.
I'm not gonna.
You're good. Kylie Ray Hockenberry.
Yeah!
Mackenzie Lee Hockenberry. Isaiah Allen Hodge. John William Holzerman. Ryan Philip Homan. Corinne Anita Hopkins, magna cum laude. Madison Daniela Hubbs. Jacob Blaine Hummel. Brandon Michael Ishler. Madison Elizabeth Jackson. Brian Lyle Johnson, summa cum laude. Leah Grace Johnson, magna cum laude. Majane Marie Lynn Johnson. Bethany Michelle Octavia Jones. Riley Ann Kellerman. Abigail Grace Kellogg Long, cum laude. Benjamin Daniel Keys. Jaden Andrew King. Dorian Isaac Cooley. Thomas James Corman. Ashton James Kozel. Ty Ashton Carell, magna cum laude. Gavin Mitchell Kuhn. Jocelyn Jean Lamb. Ava Lee Lauk, summa cum laude. Justine Elizabeth Leiter. Taryn Fern Lingo. Colby Wayne Lohr. Samantha Lorraine Lomatier. Hunter Ray Lucas. Sophia Elizabeth Lyons, cum laude. Elizabeth Bryn McAfee, summa cum laude. Lorelei Grace Medelia. Jaden Andrew Malinich. Taylor Bowen Malloy. Megan Nicole Marsh, cum laude. Haley Rose Marucci, cum laude. Lena Inez Maynard. DeAndre James McCaslin. Andrew Maxwell McChesney. Landon Matthew McClelland. Dylan Eugene McCloskey. Nicholas Alexander McConnell, cum laude. Samuel Wyatt McElhenney, cum laude. Molly Grace McKee, cum laude. Matthew Jacob Meeker. Jasper Miller. Carly Jean Miller. Ryan Randall Miller, cum laude. Taylor Vivian Miller. Nicholas James Mitchell. Caitlin Marie Wenrick Moten. Carter Joseph Murray. Emily Elizabeth Neff, cum laude. Chloe Ray Neubauer. Jacob Daniel Neiman. Aiden Michael O'Shea, summa cum laude. Adelaide Elaine Overdurf. Bria Amy Lynn Pasella, summa cum laude. Nicholas Scott Pasella, cum laude. Austin John Packer. Ishan Arun Patel. Jenna Elizabeth Patina. Trevor Byron Poorman. Haley Jean Popovich. Aaliyah Marie Prisk. Lee Thomas Prisby, magna cum laude. Tyler Andrew Putnam. Hannah Christine Rados, cum laude. Zoe Nicole Rankin, cum laude. Reese Brian Redman. Quentin Douglas Reed. Emma Irene Riggle. Tori Brianna Reichert, summa cum laude. Reagan Alexis Ryder. Sophie Elizabeth Ryder, cum laude. Shaylin Elizabeth Ripka, summa cum laude. Alexia Page Rocky, magna cum laude. Emma Grace Rocky. Sage Pandora Rodriguez. Ariel Elizabeth Rogers.
Excuse me, can we get security? This woman just committed assault on 2 people.
Caleb Aaron Rossman. Victoria Marie Royer, summa cum laude. Kaylin Jean Rudy. Kenneth Leroy Russo. Ava Marie Sigworth, summa cum laude. Dylan Michael Sett, magna cum laude. Emma Rose Shawley. Amy Beth Shearer. Heather Michelle Schront. Paige Ann Shively, cum laude. Alex Tyson Shuey. Carrie Anna Schutica, cum laude. Marissa Lynn Slagan. Lindsay Marie Smith, summa cum laude. Oh, just wait. Wait.
Smith.
Oh, she said I was okay to go.
It's all right.
Gee.
Why don't you go now?
Oh, okay, thank you.
I'll take the blame. I gave him a thumbs up and said, good job. He saw the thumbs up. Nathan Wayne Smith. Rachel Marie Smoyer, magna cum laude. Kylie Ann Spicer. William Cordis Spratt. Haley Morgan Stroud. Ethan Russell Struble. Odelia Estella Sakup Geets. Gracie May Suika. Jude Daniel Swisher, magna cum laude. Grace Lauren Taylor, summa cum laude. Sky Thomas, cum laude. Caden Lee Thomas. Timothy Oleg Tishenko. Quinn Sears Tooker, summa cum laude. Claire Leanna Topper, magna cum laude. Kerrigan Nicole Tyson. Matthew Joseph Uckneat, summa cum laude. Ella Caroline Underwood, summa cum laude. Brady Mitchell Valamont. Samuel James Volz, summa cum laude. Hayden Chase Walker, cum laude. Evan David Warefield. Tylese Inez Washington. Nicholas DeHaas Way, summa cum laude. Nolan Joseph Weaver, summa cum laude. Joshua Thomas Weichel, magna cum laude. Rachel Joanne White. Brianna Nicole Wilson. Timothy Ashton Wingert. Colin John Winnett. Chastity Lynn Woods. Garrett Austin Woods. Joshua LeCaleb Wright.
One, two, three.